Students, whatever homework is given to you, you have to submit it on the very next day between 8 am to 1 pm to the given WhatsApp number, and it is compulsory to submit your homework as your attendance will be marked on the basis of your submission.
Okay, children, let's continue with the features of developing country. The eighth point is lack of infrastructure. Now, what is infrastructure? We should be knowing that first. Like, the roads are there, electricity is there, drainage system is there, health facilities are available, educational facilities are available. These all are called what? Infrastructure. And in any developing country, the 100% development of infrastructure is not done due to many reasons. Reasons are there behind, but the availability of infrastructure is lower than comparing the infrastructure of developed country. And the last point in this one is form of trade, form of international trade. Let me tell you. Well, we all know that many multinational companies are there. They are having branches in different countries, and every country does not get 100% natural resources. There is scarcity of some natural resources in all countries, and to fulfill that, every country tries to export or import the required goods in their country. Developed countries sorry, it is not written here, developed country. But in developed countries, the nature of international trade is simple only. They export machinery, medicines, technology, vehicles, weapons. All these things are found in international trade of developed countries like America and Japan. But whereas in developing country, in foreign trade, the export of agricultural product is more than the secondary sector's production of goods. So in all developing countries, the form of trade is simple only. Export is always less than import. They import many goods because lack of the knowledge and skill. We cannot utilize our 100% natural resources, and as a result, what happens? There is a scarcity of the natural resource, and we have to buy it from some other country. So form of trade is simple. I hope it is clear. Export is less than import, and in export, what goods are traded? Agricultural products. Okay. So this was the features of developing countries. In board examination, all 9 points will not be asked. If it comes in 5 mark, in that case only all 9 topics you have to describe. But if suppose it comes in 3 mark or 2 mark, in that case 4 to 5 features you have to write in your answer. After that, the characteristic of developing country. Now comes economic and non-economic activities. What is economic activity and what is non-economic activity? The definition is very easy. I will explain you through examples only. First, economic activity. Any mental or physical work done by a person for monetary gain, for profit or for money. That activity is called what? Economic activity. Understood? Whatever work we are doing, if the purpose of doing that work is profit, income, that is economic activity. For example, a teacher teaches to students of particular school, that is his economic activity. But when the same teacher teaches his child, in that case, child will not give him money. So that is what? Non-economic activity. Whenever to win love and favor of somebody, whatever work we are doing, that is called what? Non-economic activity. Your mother cooks for you, gives you delicious food. Is it economic or non-economic? Obviously it is non-economic, because we do not pay to mother for the food, right? But whenever we go in any hotel or restaurant and we eat, after that we have to give money to the hotel walas. That is what? Economic activity. Understood? That's fine. After economic and non-economic activities comes another topic, structure of Indian economy. How Indian economy is formed. How it is formed. Okay? Well, the Indian economy is divided into three sectors. The first one is primary sector, second one secondary sector, and third one is service sector. Let me explain you. Primary sector means the work which is done in farms. You know, the agricultural work is in primary sector. The cattle rearing, okay, the fish rearing, all these activities are included in primary sector. Second comes secondary sector. Secondary sector means the place where raw material is used to manufacture different types of goods, either manually or through automatic machines. That is secondary sector. All our manufacturing unit of train, aeroplanes, okay, different machines are there. So that all those activities are included in secondary sector. And third one is service sector. In service sector, nothing is manufactured. They will give us only their services. That's why it is called what? Service sector. For example, insurance. We all buy insurance. But when we make payment to insurance wala, does that fellow give us some goods? No. He never sells physical goods. But yes, he sells services. In service sector, transportation is also included, right? If you are traveling by air or by train, that activity will be there in service sector, right? Banking sector is there, which comes in service sector, right? So this way, structure of Indian economy, I have explained it to you. In all developing countries, majority of the population, it does agricultural work only. Even today, the people, those who are living in the rural areas, they depend on agriculture to earn their livelihood, to earn their bread and butter, to earn income. Whereas in developed countries, hardly 2 or 3% people of total population, they are involved in agricultural activities. But the scene is completely different in India. Even today, more than 60% people of India, they are doing agricultural work and they earn their bread and butter. But if we have to develop our country, if India has to go in developed countries category, in that case, we have to focus more on secondary sector and service sector. If these two sectors are developed by us, well, that will give jobs to people and the international quality of goods can be manufactured in our country only. So this is our structure of Indian economy. And now we are doing one last topic, and our last topic is factors of production. Factors of production. This question always comes in 2 or 3 marks, so pay attention, it is very simple only. Now, whenever one company is organized, company is established, in that case, which factor of productions are there? There are 4 factors of production. The first one is land. Second one is capital. Third one is labor. And fourth one is entrepreneurship. These are 4 factors of production, and with the help of all these 4 things only, economic activity is possible or manufacturing of some goods are possible. Let us see one by one. How land is a factor of production. Well, we all know that the upper crust of earth is known by the land, okay? But land does not mean only land. Land means all different types of natural resources that we get from nature. For example, forest, river, mountain, minerals, these all come in land. And let me tell you, land is natural factor of production. It cannot be created. You cannot create land. Second factor of production is capital. Capital generally means money. But capital, it does not mean only money. It means money, machinery, then house, vehicles, etc. So capital is also needed, very important factor of production, and these all things are must if you want to run a business or you want to start any company. Then after comes labor. Labor means who? The person who does any mental or physical work. That is called labor. And laborers do their work to earn money only. This is a live factor of production. Example, the teacher is teaching you and getting salary. That is also example of labor. Okay, the people, those who are working on the road, they are also labor. And the last one is entrepreneurship. Entrepreneur means the businessman who utilizes all three factors of production, establishes coordination and start a new company. Obviously, maximum risk is there on the entrepreneur only. He uses his capital, he uses his land, he pays to labor even. So entrepreneur is very important person, okay? And entrepreneur is just like a blood in economy. As blood is important for our body, in the same way, entrepreneur is important for economic activities only.